Hello, is it me you're looking for?
He's already singing.
Don't copyright strike me, Lionel.
I have a microphone tumor. All right, that'll work.
A microphone tumor. I got a microphone tumor.
Oh, I forgot my coffee.
Got a microphone tumor. It's tumoring all the time. It ain't no rumor.
Oh my goodness.
I got a microphone tumor.
This is the intro to Cinema Double Shot today. Wallace's karaoke hour.
I've got a song in my heart.
What is your favorite karaoke bar in Harrisburg?
That's a great question. I mean, it used to be Kajimashi, but they, you might want to silence that puppy. It used to be Kajimashi, but they don't do it anymore. At least the last time I checked, they didn't. So now it's Poorhouse.
Oh wow, way out on
in
the suburbs.
Yeah, so like every time we do a karaoke night, it's usually at Poorhouse.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
I've never been there.
Well, I know how much you love karaoke.
That's a great name for a bar. It's the Poorhouse.
Poor.
Yeah. I like play on word type of things. Play on words. Yeah. I like when restaurants do that. Yeah.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to Cinema Double Shot.
We are back.
Hey. I'm Wallace McKelvey, a journalist and filmmaker.
And I'm Paul Hood, a playwright and actor of things.
An actor of many things.
Yeah.
A professional introductioner. MC.
Yes. We make up words on Cinema Double Shot.
So, yeah, we met. We had our normal routine is like breakfast.
Yes.
And chill vibes. Talking about River City Stories, our feature film, which like we got exciting stuff coming up.
Yes, very exciting things happening this spring. And summer also. So
some we're tying up the loose ends. A couple more film shoots that are going to be under our belt. We'll be at Lancaster Fringe May 22nd and 23rd.
Yes.
With our friends down at Zotropolis Cinema Stillhouse in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yes. Shout out to Zotropolis for having us again. We were there back in was it the fall?
No, that was last spring.
That was last spring. Oh my goodness.
So last spring we took the first hour.
Yeah.
And now we'll be taking the second hour.
Yeah. That was last spring. How did I forget that? Fall was... Where were we? We did something in the fall.
We did film festivals.
Film festival, yeah.
We were at Red Rose and Center County. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
And then after that, we'll have a couple more screenings coming up, which TBD. We don't have all the details yet, but they are materializing.
Yes.
And then we'll be almost done.
Yeah,
like we're coming down the home stretch of the feature-length version.
Yes, we are.
Of River City Stories Part 1.
It's hard to believe. What is it? 3 years now?
Well,
2 years for conversation.
Yeah, if you start from like the moment we started writing, that was 2020. Yeah, and then we started filming in 2023. Yep. So.
Man, we've been doing this for like... That's great. And look how fast it's gone. It's kind of just breezed by.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that segs us into what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about independent filmmaking as a whole. Like what are our experiences with indie film and also things we're seeing out in the world.
Robots.
Bots. AI. Yes. A lot of things happening on that end, but
I feel like lately, so like Paul and I, like we're in touch pretty regularly. Yeah. If not in person, then like over text. And you've sent me a few things in the last like month of like check this out.
Yeah.
I'm going to be kind and say, like, there's a lot of people using artificial intelligence in ways that is hella dumb.
I'm going to be kind, but this shit is stupid. Okay. But yeah,
we're not going to call anybody out.
We're not calling anybody out, but
there's a smart way to use AI, and there's a dumb way to use AI.
Yeah,
and we've seen some examples of dumb ways lately.
All right, we'll get into the questionable examples of AI use, but let's talk about the things we've done as far as
using AI.
Not using AI, just like the things we've done that were complete works of art as far as like our promotional materials and just the overall scope of our project. Like we haven't done anything that wasn't created, especially for shout out to you. I'm gonna give you your flowers for the work you've done with our promotional. Wallace creates all of our posters. He designs all of our posters, a lot of our graphics, some of our branding. Wallace has created from scratch, and I'm proud of that. Like, I appreciate you taking the time to do that, because with all the other things you have going on, you've managed to make things or create things that are authentic and very creative and like eye-catching without leaning into the whole artificial intelligence thing. So like, talk to us about like your process with that.
My process is, it needs to get done.
Yes.
And we don't have the budget to hire like a dedicated marketing and PR firm.
Yeah.
So like, I just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's true. Like, I've met other indie filmmakers out there, and a lot of them, especially at the beginning, this is what you have to do. Because like, even if you do get a distributor, like even if you are able to get those agreements and get your movie, say you get it into a dozen theaters, and maybe you get a deal with one of the streaming services. Yeah. Like, I know of several people who've gotten movies on, like Screambox and stuff like that. They still have to do most of their own promo work. Yeah. So even if you are fortunate enough, you get a distribution deal, you get onto a streaming service with a premiere date and all that jazz. The streaming service isn't necessarily going to promote your stuff. Yeah. And your distributor certainly is not. Like, they're going to do parts of it. Yeah. So like, if you're able to get a physical media release, which some indie films do, usually it's a short run of like maybe 3,000 or 5,000 in the initial printing. You still have to, like, as an artist, even though you feel like you've made it, you didn't really make it, because you still have to promote it. Yeah. You can't rely on the DVD distributor to do the heavy lifting. You can't rely on your theatrical distributor to do the heavy lifting. The folks who tend to get those deals, they already have a built-in audience that they've built up over time. And, once you get to Hollywood, like, if you're Jordan Peele, you're not doing your own promotion.
You're not doing your own.
You do interviews, but
his name is a promotional catalyst. Yeah. Just saying Jordan Peele, people are like, oh, what is he doing? This looks, I know I'm going to be interested in this because he has an amazing track record already.
But even Jordan Peele, like, when he was starting out, he was doing the legwork. So that's kind of the way it works in indie cinema, is like, if you're relying on a distributor to do your marketing for you, odds are they're going to do the bare minimum, and your movie isn't going to be that successful. So that's kind of like, again, I'm looking at it through my own lens of like people I know who I've talked to, but that's kind of the reality. Is like even when you think you've made it, you still have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, for us, we haven't really like. We've made it to a degree. Like we've had multiple screenings.
Yeah.
We've managed to like sell out several of those screenings. But if we don't do the marketing work, it don't get done.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think we discussed this many years ago when we were talking about creating this project. Was we had this thing in the back of our head, like we're gonna create something hopefully people will relate to and want to see more of. But we, shout out to Fringe Festival, because that was a good platform for us to learn how to market our own film.
Yeah.
And it was like a nice, like, school per se, like an education for like how to market your work. And it's hard getting your stuff out there, especially when you're doing something that's from here and not from here. Some people are doing things that are not from the heart. It just seems very, it's all about the fame and the end result, instead of like the going through the process of, creating something from the ground up and getting it out there. And it's almost, I feel like it's cheating when you're using the AI programs to create trailers and your promotional materials, as far as like posters and your stills from your. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of our BTS information, like the stuff you see on the social media platforms, as far as with River City, a lot of the BTS stuff I'm taking photos because I'm a photographer as well. So like sometimes if I'm not doing anything, if I'm not working on sound or, helping Wallace move lights, or you know what I mean, I'll do BTS stuff, and I'm like, I gotta show people we're working, like this is a real thing.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking like a producer, and trying to keep things going like that. And I feel like some people are just not thinking, I'm gonna take the easy way with this. I'm gonna shoot this through an AI program, and then it's going to come out with some glossy thing that looks great, but
is it real?
Is it real?
Is it a real thing?
Yeah.
And this is kind of like it's funny, we're thinking about it, how what we see through our own lens, with what we're working on and the people in our orbit, but like where AI is going is kind of like an existential question.
Yeah.
And not just for film, but film definitely. Like right now, there's this ongoing media consolidation happening at the highest reaches, like where, the major studio, Warner Brothers, was involved in this like big existential question: will it get bought by Netflix or will it get bought by Paramount? And there's consequences, because all of these companies are simultaneously dabbling in AI generated content. And the absolute like worst case scenario that a lot of folks are talking about right now in the film industry, but in every other industry as well, is okay, what does this mean for human beings, the human beings who do creative work.
Yeah.
For white collar people, professionals
Mm-hmm.
who work with computers on a daily basis, will all of those people and their work output be replaced by artificial intelligence? Will the creatives, will the creative class in Hollywood, the people who kind of make a decent living but are not household names. I'm talking about the production designers and the camera crews. There's a whole class of people working mostly with computers.
Yeah.
To create content. Which, don't get me started on the word content. I hate the word content.
Oh, everyone's a all right, so
everyone's a content creator.
Everyone's
right
a content creator or of some sort. As soon as I see that tag or that label on anything, and as far as social media goes, I'm like, and at one point I think I didn't realize it, but that was like something that was on my own social media page, and when I saw that, I was like, no, I don't want to be associated with that, because I feel like everyone is doing that now. It's like, it's so accessible now.
I'm like, and this is a much bigger conversation than we can possibly have in the confines of Cinema Double Shot.
Yeah,
where we only talk for like an hour, sometimes 2 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the especially in the atmosphere of social media, when you're talking about your Facebook, when you're talking about Instagram, all the TikTok, it's all just it's all content. It doesn't have a designation for, okay, is it poetry? Is it film? Is it comedy? Is it improv? Is it beauty? Is it travel?
Yeah.
Like, suddenly all of these things, both the medium and the message, what is being said, and also how is it being said, these big corporations, they're really not in the business of content. They don't really care what the creative people are creating. The only thing they care about is actually attention.
Clicks.
We live in the attention economy. And that's why suddenly everything that you can, all of the discrete types of art that are out there now fall under this big umbrella that is content. And I kind of think of it's depersonalizing. It's stripping the humanity from these various types of art.
It's taking the heart out of the art. You know what I mean? It's taking the ART out of the heart. Is just not it's not authentic, creativity, and that is one thing that's heartbreaking. And don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like there's the platforms are great. Like, because we use Instagram. I don't use TikTok as much, but as far as like Meta with Facebook, all of those things are great. But I feel like if we're gonna use these resources, it has to be something that is not spit out from like a code. You know what I mean? I want to be able to take the raw essence of whatever you're creating and just put that out there. I feel like that is something that's what should be getting, the 400 likes and the 84 shares or whatever is happening on that. And those things are. But when you put something that's really authentic out there, not to pat ourselves on the back, but River City Stories is the the grit and heart of indie filmmaking to me. You know, that's coming from me. I feel like,
if I do say so myself.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, when we put that out there, the attention that it's gained was because of us not, you know, using AI. We did a lot of that ourselves. Wallace wrote these great press releases and got us on really impactful shows like Good Day PA. We got some film festivals out of it, and that's because we got out there and we got dusty and we did the legwork.
If I could backtrack just a little bit and kind of finish that one thought that I had, you know, if suddenly everything that a human being creates is just called content, and it's presented with really no differentiation, you know, we're all just kind of scrolling through the feed, and we're absorbing whatever is coming at us without discernment. It doesn't matter whether the individual pieces of content are good or bad or indifferent, because it's all just content. It comes in and then it recedes away.
Yeah.
Almost like the tide. You know, it's no longer, it doesn't matter if it has what effect it has on you as an individual if you're just awash in it. And it comes and goes and it's impermanent. And I'm not talking about like the poetic sense of impermanence, because we are all impermanent. You know, we all live and die, and the thing that gives our lives meaning, in many senses, is the impermanence. The fact that we all die makes our lives meaningful, because we only have so much time to spend, and we have to make decisions about how we spend our lives. You know, I look at, you know, I try very intentionally to limit the amount of time I spend on social media, you know, on these various platforms whose primary objective is to monetize the attention of human beings. You know, they're not interested in giving you something that you will like in the broader sense of the term, like you will enjoy, that you will derive value from. Really what they're doing is they want to keep you on the platform longer. And oftentimes it feeds into the basest impulses of human nature, which is they want to make you angry. They want to make you upset. They want you to feel envious.
Or anxious, or like you're missing out on something.
You look at what some of the most popular genres of TikTok and YouTube have been. Oftentimes it's stuff that preys upon your fear of missing out, your fear of losing something that perhaps you never had to begin with. And I think it really does, it hurts us on a basic human spiritual level to be immersed in that. I'm going off.
We go off here. This is what we do. You know how Cinema Double Shot works.
We go deep.
And
it doesn't feed us.
You
know, the social media algorithms are not there to feed you. They're not there to enlighten you. Sometimes they're there to entertain you, but even then, not really. Because how many makeup tutorials or how many manosphere rants can you consume before your brain turns to mush? And a lot of it is fear-based. You know, a lot of what I see is based on fear. It wants to make you feel like your life is lived in opposition to someone else's life, whether or not you actually know them. It creates these false dichotomies, and it works with these messed up incentive systems. You know, so in my other job, you know, I run a newspaper.
Yeah.
Which the newspaper is the original attention economy.
Yeah.
Like newspapers are also kind of feeding off your attention. In the best possible sense, we shine a light on dark places and we inform and enlighten people. I have all of those ideals, but also I can fully cop to, you know, the news is part of the same system.
Yeah.
That is, it's designed to
pull you in,
and try to keep you there.
That's why, and you know this, even from the TV side of news. What are news programs? Your local news always ends on what? Two things: weather and something positive. Because for the first 15 minutes, you're getting the not so positive, which is the hook. Because, you know, I'm a news junkie, I'll admit. I watch the news pretty much every day. I watch CNN. You know, I love sports. Phillies, go Phillies. I'm always tuned into what's happening in either sports or entertainment and just in the world, because I like to be informed, and everything's set up the same way to lure you in. So like the social media platforms, you know, the videos, the little short, you know, stories they call them, are things that like will lure you in and keep you there, and then
well, and that schema. Now newspapers are a bit different than TV, but social media has taken some of the tactics of like broadcast TV that you just described, where you start out with the sensationalist thing. You start out, you know, if it bleeds, it leads, is one of the cliches of old school journalism. It starts out with those stories to try to hook you and keep you watching the TV news. And then, you know, if it's an ethical program, they will give you some of the more positive things. But it's always at the back of the program. You're right to point that out.
It's always at the end.
Well, social media, similarly, it has supercharged those tactics. The algorithms very powerfully, they're there to figure out, well, what is going to keep you on the platform longer. And they know that very often it is the most sensationalist stuff that will keep you there. So when you're on Facebook, you're probably seeing a lot of stuff that is going to make you mad, because that is the stuff that Facebook knows. It will keep you on the platform for an extra 30 seconds, and during that 30 seconds, you're going to scroll through maybe 20 more posts, and at least half, perhaps even more of those posts will be some kind of paid advertisement. So the longer you can stay on the platform, the longer you keep scrolling, the angrier you get, the more time they have to sell things to you. And it really is like that kind of commodification of attention is really harmful to our society and to us as individuals. And we see it, you know, and the incentive structures around this are such that in order to kind of stay relevant, to be in front of eyeballs, you have to crank out more and more content more quickly, as fast as you can. And what we're seeing now in 2026 is the vast majority of the stuff that we see on our social media feeds, it's made with AI. It's not even a human being is barely involved in its creation. And that's the stuff like to circle back.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that Paul, you send me with like, you feel angry about.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to call anyone out on this show. That's not what
we're not about that life.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I've worked hard in my arts life. Like I've been to the light side, as far as like the light, the positive side of it, and the dark side of this whole thing. And I'm when I see someone using the easy way to promote their work, or share their art with audiences, I get a little kind of like, no, you got to pay dues. You got to take the lumps. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I'm 52 years old. I've been writing since I was, in my 20s, and being creative. And there were times where I thought, I'm never going to get like anywhere with this. And to see like, especially young artists using these cheat codes, I call them, to promote their work. I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like I'm with you if you're just, doing, the hard work, not the easy work. I'm more with you when you're doing the hard work, because I've been there and I have your back. But it seems like no one's willing to do that anymore, and it's kind of like it's disheartening, as far as in the creatives.
If I can pivot off of that, the easy work, the low-hanging fruit that you describe, like the stuff that we're awash in these days. How much of that is actually resonating with people? Now, how much of it is actually breaking through?
I'm glad you asked that question, because like there are times where, all right, so I'll just use an example. Even for Cinema Double Shot, like this is just raw, us just having a conversation, and we'll put it on the platform, and it might get 100 views. But if we use AI, imagine if we use AI to put this whole show together, glossed it up, graphics, all of that, clips, all done with AI. What would the response be like then? Which is,
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Because it's like, I feel like if people that are using AI, they want the inauthentic, I don't want to say inauthentic, because there's people that are like, oh, this looks great. Recently I had there was someone that used AI to create like trailers for their work, and they looked great, but there was no spine to it. Like it just looked great, and the response was like really positive and really.
What was it? Response from like people who were paying the money though, or was it just clicks?
I think it was clicks.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. So what gives me hope at this point, and just bringing it back to our own lived experience.
Yeah.
Between the various screenings of River City Stories, as we've gone along, and this is kind of like an iterative process, right? Because like we've been kind of releasing River City Stories as we complete them, and then eventually these stories build into a feature film. I don't keep like absolute close track, but at this point we've probably sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 tickets.
I didn't know this.
Between if you count up every seat that we've sold, like cumulatively across 10, 12 screenings.
That's impressive, and like,
and these are people that didn't. I mean, some of them were comps, sure, but these are people who actually went out into the physical world. Mm-hmm. Many of them paid money to see an independent film in a theater. That's a little different, and that's why I say, like, social media is not real.
Yeah.
Social media is a tool. Mm-hmm. It's a tool that you can use to send a message.
Yeah.
And it's a tool that you can use to, like, in the best possible sense, try to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
But what you're describing, how much of that is actually resonating with people? How much of that is, like, in the real world having an actual impact?
And that's the thing. Like, sometimes my brain on a low night, when I'm just like chilling and I'm stuck or something, and I'm like, I'm working my ass off here. I just wrote a scene, and I'm just like, you know how you get in those spaces where you're like, oh man, I'm stuck. The inspiration is not there, and then, you know, like any average person,
you start scrolling,
yep. And you're like, oh, look at this AI, created thing.
Somebody created a trailer.
All AI. And it's like, the response is like, like Martin Lawrence used to say, like, splat out. It's like an overwhelming response.
Yeah.
And you're like,
but how many of those folks, number one, mm-hmm. what we know about social media, there's a lot of bots, mm-hmm. and you can pay, like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
You can pay for interactions. I don't want us to get sidetracked, because we're talking about paper tigers here. But there's really, social media is not in and of itself real.
Yeah.
It's not a real place. And thanks to artificial intelligence, how easy it is to crank out content.
Yeah.
It's all just it's a flood of nonsense. And I have those moments too.
Yeah.
Again, I'm hesitant to give specific examples, but, in my day job, if you're someone who is like inbox zero, if I showed you my work email inbox, you would have a panic attack. I am flooded with marketing emails, mm-hmm. even from people who should know better, people who are professionals.
Yeah. And
I've seen a market change over the last 5 years, mm-hmm. where now virtually probably 99% of the email I get is AI generated. And it's so obviously AI generated. The telltale signs are there, especially in writing. I find it very easily. I can detect AI myself when I'm reading it. Number one, it's vague. It's always kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah.
It has the patina of good writing, but not any of the heart.
Not any of the heart.
And the heart is specific.
Yeah.
Good writing is specific. AI loves platitudes. Mm-hmm. There are certain words that AI just gravitates to that, like, sound smart, but aren't really.
Yeah.
I don't think it uses synergy as much as it used to. Mm-hmm. But early on, ChatGPT loved the word synergy.
Yeah.
Or synergizing. Which human beings don't use that word.
There should be T-shirts where you can walk around and just say synergy on it as like a
real human beings don't use that word.
Yeah.
So if that word, and there's a whole litany of words that AI uses, mm-hmm. that real human beings don't use.
Yeah.
Another thing which sadly for me, I used to love using M dashes. The long dash
mm-hmm. Yeah.
that E.E. Cummings, the poet, used.
Yeah.
I liked using M dashes. It at least to my brain, it kind of sounded more human because the way humans talk, we have little interjections.
Yes.
Even just right now in this podcast, you and I both, we start down one train of thought. Oh, and then we have another.
Then we have another thought.
We interrupt ourselves, or we interrupt each other with another thought, and then we go back to the first thought.
The trick is being able to create that on, and that's what I try to do with River City Stories.
In your dialogue.
In my dialogue, in my plays, I try to make it really as authentic as possible. Like the messiness of conversation. You know, conversations aren't neat.
No.
And when you can tell when somebody is really, or somebody's using AI, you can tell when the conversation is a little too clean.
Yeah.
Or the setup, the narrative is just too polished.
Well, AI loves the M dash.
Yeah.
It doesn't use semicolons. It uses M dashes. And funny enough, that has had an impact on my writing because I used to use M dashes a lot.
Yeah.
And because I've noticed that AI uses it, I have gone in the opposite direction.
So it's
try
changed
not
your
to use
style.
In some ways it has.
That's kind of
because I don't want to be mistaken for AI.
Yeah.
Like I have something to say, I want to say it the way I want to say it. But you know, my inbox at work is just awash in marketing emails that were very clearly written with AI, and oftentimes they look like word salad. They AI will always, because it's the large language model that ChatGPT is, for example.
Yeah.
It's not actually giving you a fully formed thought. It's very similar to what we're doing right now on the podcast, where, you know, we have a thought, we start talking, and then we meander, and we have side tangents, and we work our way through it. We might have entered the conversation with some ideas, but through the course of conversation, we're like the Mississippi River. We don't have a set course. We kind of meander. Right. Well, that's what the large language models do. They meander. They don't start. They don't have a structure. When you ask the prompt, and ChatGPT starts to spit it back at you, you'll notice like it goes word by word. And what happens when you're doing word by word? You end up with a much longer communication. You know, whenever you ask an LLM to do anything, it has to kind of find its way through. And what the algorithm is actually doing is it is calculating the next logical word in the sentence, and then the next logical sentence after that sentence. And it's kind of feeling its way through the dark. And if people, you know, for example, someone writes a letter to the editor, to the newspaper that was written in AI without editing their AI content, well, the very obvious tell is that it doesn't have a structure. It is word salad. It starts in one place and eventually it ends in someplace else. But it always it takes its time, and it doesn't really say much. There's a point buried in there because it is basing that response, the LLM, ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever. It is riffing off of the prompt, but it doesn't have, it doesn't have like a thesis statement and then supporting arguments and then a conclusion. It just kind of meanders all over the place. And I've seen examples of this even among like prominent people who are otherwise intelligent people, but they've gotten they use AI as such a crutch that all of their emails have this patina of falsity to them. all of their emails festooned with M dashes, where they never used M dashes before, but now all of their emails are M dash to hell.
Yeah. I will never in my the rest of my life use. I couldn't imagine having a program write an email I don't know, like I couldn't imagine that. Like I couldn't imagine.
Well, not just emails.
Running my script idea through an AI program. First of all, it might piss me off because I might be like, that's way better than what I would have come up with.
But it's not just emails, though. Yeah. It's also social media posts. We know several people in our orbits who, every day they have multiple social media posts that were clearly written with AI. And they follow some of the same patterns. Mm-hmm. Lots of M dashes, lots of words they would not use in real life. Yes. And, TLDR, too long didn't read, applies to basically all of their posts. Yeah. Because it's just like, it meanders. Mm-hmm. There's no...
I've seen those posts too. Like, I can get, and here's the thing, a lot of people may not realize that you can get all the information you need from a social media post in the first line, first paragraph.
Or you should.
Because then it becomes this thing where in the hood we call it flossing. Like when somebody's like really flex, you can tell when somebody's trying to flex and you're like, you don't talk like that. I've never heard you talk like this in person, or I know you enough to know you don't use these words. This is not you. So
I mean the AI, both the writing and the visuals, it kind of feels like a middle school student who's trying to stretch for time. Mm-hmm. You know how like you in middle school you had to write book reports?
Book reports.
And for a lot of people you struggled to hit the word count. Mm-hmm. Well, AI is kind of like the middle school student who's really struggling to hit that word count. So they're like, they say the same thing 3 or 4 different ways. Yeah. And it might be grammatically, the sentence and the paragraph and the essay might be perfect, but it ain't saying anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I see with a lot of AI content on social media and elsewhere. In my inbox, all these PR emails that I get are just obviously written with AI. And, it doesn't say anything. So
it just looks good.
Yeah, it doesn't even look good to me.
Yeah. Sometimes it has I will admit, sometimes it does look. You're like, oh, this looks great. And this is the one thing. Real quick, I always before I send Wallace these little concerns. I'm like, all right, first of all, I know he's going to hate this, but I got to get it off my chest. And we were just talking about this. I was like, I sent him 2 things this week, and I was like, I don't know if I should send Wallace this or not, but screw it, I'm going to send it to him. And I always end up sending it to him. And then the last one, it was funny because all Wallace sent back to me was ick. I was like,
Well, and you mentioned this earlier, like sometimes you just need to vent.
Just vent, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to get stuff off your chest because it's the soup that we're all swimming in now.
Yeah, and to simplify it, it's like we work hard as creatives, and for somebody to get all the it's gonna sound so almost childish.
Just
as far as the emotional like aspect. It's like we work hard as fuck on our stuff, and for like somebody to not be authentic about it and then get all of this attention for something that doesn't have a lot of heart to it or raw creativity, it's frustrating. So yeah, that part. Yeah. So stop using AI. Stop using it, guys. And these are people that obviously have some degree of talent. It's like, you don't have to do that. I'm with you. Like I said before, I'm with you if you're struggling and you put out something that's impactful and authentic. I'm with you. Like we're not gonna not be with you if you're creating. I love all creatives.
Yeah.
You know, I have respect for anyone creating.
Well, and the struggle is part of art.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, like, especially if I'm at like a Cinespark screening,
Mm-hmm.
and I see something that doesn't resonate with me, you know, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I keep that judgment to myself.
Yeah.
Because the creating art is hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
Art is difficult. Art is about struggle.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just put a prompt in and create art, what are you actually accomplishing? Yeah, what is it about that is a true reflection of you
Mm-hmm.
as an individual? I do, just because this is who I am.
Yeah.
I do feel like I need to pivot off because we've been very negative. There are, true confession,
Mm-hmm.
I use AI.
What?
I do.
Cut. No. I'm just, I think everyone does in some way.
I
mean,
use AI.
What did I say last time? Like there's certain AI things. I like AI that helps me clean my house. Clean the house. The Roomba vacuum. The Roomba vacuum, it's not great, but it helps.
Yeah.
I like AI like that. Like AI, like the Roku TV. That's a form of AI.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, find this movie for me. You know, I don't feel like typing. I'm too lazy to type in the title. So I tell the TV, find, whatever Netflix series I'm trying to watch. And it finds it for me. That's the kind of AI that I like.
Like, so here's one way I try to think about this. Like, AI has a lot of deleterious effects on our society, on the media that we consume, on our emotions. I think there's a lot of things happening that are deeply troubling.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel the need to ask myself, okay, we know what could go wrong.
Yeah.
AI is, in some ways, it is transforming whole swaths of our economy faster than we can adjust to it. It is absolutely resulting in layoffs in various industries.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Across the world, across the economy.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely contributing to misinformation. It is contributing to people's anxiety disorders. There have been really compelling and sad cases of people who become addicted to their chatbot. They're replacing real human interactions with their interactions on the chatbot. And in some cases, they are suffering psychiatric disorders because the chatbot, it's trained to keep you engaged, much like the social media platforms do. It's trained to keep circling and circling and circling, and you end up going down these spirals where you start thinking destructive and self-destructive thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we know all of the problems associated with AI, especially in tandem with social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 1-2 punch and it is hurting our society.
Yeah.
But I also have to ask, well, what can go right? We know what's going wrong with AI. I feel the need to ask what can go right. And one way to think about this is like throughout history, every new technology has had a negative effect, especially early on when we weren't quite ready for it. Inevitably, people's livelihoods were crushed. You know, for example, it wasn't during either of our lifetimes. Yeah. As much of an old head as you are, you were not.
Thanks, Wallace.
No, you were not even born. But do you know what the original computers were?
Oh, you know what? This is a great life quiz question.
Do you know what what a computer was in the 1930s, 40s, 50s?
Teach me.
Have you seen Hidden Figures?
Yes.
The movie Hidden Figures?
Yes.
Taraji P. Henson, all that. Computers were people. So in the original, like the story behind Hidden Figures, that was about mostly black women who did all of the calculations behind the scenes that helped enable NASA.
Yeah.
They had some, like what we think of as computers, but they worked on punch cards. But a lot of the mathematical equations, all of those calculations,
for the impossibility of spaceflight.
For the impossibility of spaceflight,
yeah,
human beings did that work.
Yeah.
Back in the day, again, you know, pre about like 1975 or so, word processors were humans. Big major companies, major corporations had whole divisions of mostly women. Again, that's a whole other kettle of fish about, you know, the injustices in our economic systems. But whole divisions of major corporations were people who, you know, whenever you needed something drafted, whenever you had to have multiple copies of a big report, you would send it to the word processor, which was a human being with a typewriter. Like in the 1920s, you did have like mimeographs. Yeah. But a word processor was a typist, a literal human being who typed everything. And then as we had developed more technology, we had like electric keyboards, and then eventually PCs, the personal computer. And what did we call the program on the computer that we typed into? It's a word processor. And then you can make infinite numbers of copies of these documents. You don't have to send it to a word processing department. You do it all on your computer. And with each of those advancements, yes, it caused some havoc. A lot of people lost jobs, had to be retrained, had to find new jobs. But at the same time, because productivity increased, it's not like there was less work to do. What happened is it expanded the larger footprint of the work being done, created new opportunities, and people were employed in professions that we could not imagine prior to the invention of these technologies. So that aspect of it, I don't want to sound Pollyanna because there's all sorts of problems with AI.
Yeah.
But there is a possibility that it could expand the scope of what is possible. The way that I use AI and the way that I kind of try to approach it ethically, I do my best not to lean on AI for any creative work.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole point of our conversation,
Yeah. Because it's not creative.
Yeah, it's not. You're not being creative. You're being. It's like paint by numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? AI has the template, and we're just adding colors to it.
So
or vice versa. Yeah.
I treat AI, the AI tools that I use, almost like personal assistants. They increase my productivity.
Yeah.
So, to give you just one recent example from last night, Josh and I were, we were making dinner and listening to records.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure, neither of us, because we're both terribly indecisive sometimes, especially on things like this. We're like, I don't know what record to put on next.
Yeah.
So I asked AI, hey, here's, because that handy dandy database that I have. I have a spreadsheet of the vinyl records.
It's a meticulous spreadsheet. It's honestly impressive. I'm like, you sat and did this? Like,
and I did that without AI.
Wallace is actually an AI. I'm talking to a robot.
But I knew I wanted to listen to an Aretha Franklin record. So I took the Aretha Franklin records that I have, and I asked my AI assistant, hey, based on these records, give me the what is the top rated record that is also a chill vibe. And it spat out. Now granted, it's AI, it's a large language model, so it took way too many words to give me the answer. But it spat out from among the records that I own, hey, this is the best record to fit your current mood.
Wow. Yeah.
And it helped me choose the next record that I was going to play. Yeah. Whereas I didn't have to spend, 5-10 minutes thinking or pouring through my record collection to find one.
Yeah.
I gave it a very specific prompt, and it gave me a very specific answer that suited my needs. And I do similar stuff like, marketing materials, like those press releases.
Yeah.
The first draft came from AI. Now, I have to say, the first draft.
Yeah.
It wasn't the final draft. And that's where I think a lot of the slop that we see on social media and on the internet writ large, it's slop because no one goes back and edits it. People put out the first draft that any AI thing has created as though it's the final draft. And oftentimes it's crap.
Yeah.
If it's a visual thing, it usually looks fake AF. If it's writing, it fits those descriptions that I went off on earlier, where it's too long and it doesn't sound human and it uses words that most humans wouldn't use. But I give a very specific prompt. Here's the information I need. Give me a rough draft. And then once it gives me the rough draft, usually the first draft is crap, but it's suitable.
Yeah.
I go through and I edit it. I make it sound more human.
Yeah.
You also have to be super careful with any kind of LLM because it will still give you false information.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll invent things. If a piece of information isn't in the prompt, it'll make it up if it sees fit to.
Yeah.
So
there's good uses for AI and there's terrible uses for it.
So that's kind of my approach to using AI. I'm not someone who is just knee-jerk anti-AI for everything.
Yeah.
I think it can be useful. And like the amount of work that the two of us are doing, even just on River City Stories, never mind all the other things that we're doing, I wouldn't be as productive as I am, like if I didn't have this tool in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So I'm not anti-AI for everything, but I'm with you. I am so sick and tired of seeing all the slop.
Yeah. Like there's good uses of AI, and then there's just the lazy way out. The lazy way out is what is frustrating because, like I said before, I hate to beat a dead horse, but the lazy way is the way that is getting the most attention. And I feel bad for artists out here who are just doing things the natural, organic way of promoting their work. They're not getting the same, and some of the stuff is great. Some of the stuff is fantastic, and it's just not getting the same audience.
Yeah,
which I don't know.
I again, I might be a little Pollyanna here too, but I think we're already seeing a reaction to the phoniness. A lot of people in the generations that came up after us, there's a lot of people in like Gen Z who aren't on social media. They saw what it was about, and they specifically, like I know a bunch of people who are like in their 20s who aren't on social media because they saw the negative effects of it.
Mm-hmm. My daughter's she's Gen Z, and she does not have any social media, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy she doesn't have that. And honestly, because I use it so much, sometimes I'm like, I wish she was on it, but I'm kind of glad she's not, because I feel like it would affect her in a way. So,
and I think we can only go so far down this path of AI slop before there's a reaction to it, and we're already seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a film that just got pulled from I think it was from the Oscars. Wasn't there an animated film? I can't remember the title of it. This is where I might have to use AI. I might have to use AI to look up this film. But it got pulled from Oscar contention because they got a lot of backlash.
I don't remember hearing that.
It was either the Oscars or a film festival.
There was a TV show that was created by Darren Aronofsky that is very heavily AI, and I know that got a lot of backlash to it. But yeah, like just people in my circles, I know some people who lean on AI very heavily for their creative work. But I also know some people who have had the exact diametrically opposed reaction. And they dabbled in AI, and now they're like, I don't like this. It's not working for me. And they veer heavily away from it. I think, like, again, I'm somewhat in the middle. I don't think AI is useful in the context of art. If the point of art is to express human emotions, AI can be helpful as a tool in some respects. But ultimately, the art has to be human. I have yet to see something that was very heavily AI influenced feel authentically human. The technology isn't there. Maybe it will, but it ain't there now. And I think we're already seeing a reaction where people are less online, people are less reliant on AI, and they're going back to like homegrown art. Like individual. The heart of the artist is infused in this work. And I think that there will, again, we're already seeing it. There will never be a time when art that was created by human beings ceases to exist. That will always be there. The one way to think about it is like vinyl.
Oh, yes.
Right? Like vinyl records, they were the predominant way that we consumed music from about the 19 teens.
Yeah.
Through like 1970s, early 80s.
And then cassette tapes came.
And then we had a bunch of other technologies that came in that purported to be better, but the sound quality was worse. And especially with like streaming music.
Yeah.
We find that, we've traded convenience for quality.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Vinyl record sales have been increasing over the last decade.
Yes.
Because people are going back to the real. We've tried the fake. We've tried the digital. We've leaned into convenience. And during that time period, vinyl didn't go away completely. And now it's resurging again because there is a market for real, tangible things that are made by humans.
Yes. And there's a great record store on Cameron Street. I just want to tell everybody about Full Circle Records. And forgive me, I don't know the exact address, but it's on Cameron Street, right between...
It's over where Appalachian Brewing Company is.
Yeah, it's like right, So if you're going to go hit a show up at the Abbey Bar...
Hit up the local
record store, Full Circle Records. And I'm sorry I don't have the exact address, but check this record store out. It is awesome. And the young lady that works in there, and forgive me, I can't remember her name. She's great. The owners are great. Full Circle Records for all your vinyl needs in the city of Harrisburg.
They are not sponsors of the podcast.
No. But
they're cool.
They're cool
dope
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Stop using AI for art. Be real.
Be real.
Right from your heart and...
the great Roots lyric, if it's artificial, let it be.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's pivot back to the real, folks.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today on this edition of, or episode of Cinema Double Shot.
Thanks for listening to us.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Yeah.
So, and
most importantly, be kind to each other.
Yes.
Be kind to your large language models.
All right, everybody.
Take care.